Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to this new video that I got for you guys. Not gonna be the usual Fortnite stream, but it's gonna be some rap music reviews. So we're gonna be reviewing the album by Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal Atake, which was dropped 5 months ago in March, and reviewing it now, 5 months later. So really see how this album has progressed over time. This album was delayed because of label issues. A lot of reasons. I mean, Uzi's mental health, I think, at that point. There was some issues with the original cover art with the Heaven's Gate cult, and this album was delayed for so long, and it finally dropped this year. And I'm happy it dropped, even though the quality wasn't what I expected. It's still very good, and I'm thankful that this album did drop because I was waiting for this album for a long time. So let's just get right into it. I mean, there's not too much history. I mean, there's a lot of history, but basically, Uzi previewed this album in 2018. Delayed, retirement. Two singles dropped, nothing happened. Third single dropped, Food Shuffle 2020 was his biggest charting song, and here we are. All right, let's get into this. We're gonna go through this album through about 5 categories: production, vocals, delivery, the concept, flows, lyricism, and then we'll see how this album ranks overall. I'll start off with the production here. The production here is very good. The producers are mainly working on Dying, and I think one song is produced by TM88. And I forgot who That Way is produced by. Who is That Way produced by? I want to see here. Album song info. I just kind of want to see really quick. Who is this? Yeah. Okay, this guy. But anyways, let's just get back into it. Production is very good. It's not Love Rage 2 level production, but it's good. Very upbeat, happy vibes coming from the production here. Not too many sad emo type of beats here. More happy, and that's what I like, you know. Sorry, and that's what I like here from this project. Very happy, upbeat. It's not making me sad. It's making me happy, making me want to keep going. Let's say I'm in the gym. This is the perfect album to play. But the only problem with the production here is it's very similar throughout the whole project. I mean, songs from the Renji section are just very similar with the choir elements and the very EDMing, like fruity beats, I call them. They're still good, but very similar throughout most of this album. There's a lot of fruity beats here. Yeah. But production wise, I mean, the best songs that production wise probably like Homecoming, which is a pretty unique beat. Celebration Station, Futsu Shuffle probably has the best fruity beat in my opinion. Prices with that Wayback sample. P2 with that little guitar riff is really cool. Yeah, so those are some of the more best produced songs here, and the production gets an 8 out of 10. Next, onto the vocals / the delivery. Uzi has that very raspy voice in this project, kind of throwing it back to like 2015, 2014, with that very raspy flow. It's really good, especially with like the tracks like 1 through 6. You can kind of hear that raspiness and that fast rap. You know what I'm saying? Like it works with the fast rap flow, and I thought it was good. Moving on to like later in the album, you got songs like Bigger Than Life, Grum Hard Tags, where he's going a little more melodic, but he's still rapping more mainly, and it sounds pretty good. His vocals are good on there. I mean, I don't think he had any bad vocal performances except for Urgency, which his singing on there, which is probably like one of the most melodic songs on this project. A lot of singing in there. He just could not compete with the feature, which was Sid. Sid sang her heart out on this track. I mean, not maybe sing her heart out, but it was much better than Uzi on here, and Uzi didn't do that well. But Sid did very good on that song. Even though the song is not one of the best songs on this project, it's still decent, and Uzi sang alright. I mean, he didn't sing the best. But another song that was singing a lot more, like vocal, you can really hear Uzi's vocals is That Way, which I thought he did pretty cool. He had that little whining in there a little bit, which is kind of cool, and kind of throws it back to the original song by I forgot who made it, Beastie Boys. I don't know. It was cool. Vocals delivery gets a 7 out of 10 here. Pretty good, but not like Love is Rage 2 or even Verse the World. Just wasn't that unique. You know what I'm saying? All right, next we're gonna go to the flows. Uzi has mainly the same flow on this project, which is not a good thing in my opinion. Even though the flow is good, I mean the flow is just very similar. I mean, the songs that he probably has some of the best flows on is probably Homecoming, even though he's mumbling throughout it. Silly Watch, Baby Pluto, he's got a cool flow. Secure the Bag, his flow is very different from the rest of the project and just sounds very unique. Um, Bigger Than Life has like that. I done made some money, like it's very cool. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, like flowing here, he's very cookie cutter, very basic, but it's still good. So I give that an 8 out of 10. Let's see the lyricism on this project. Uzi is not known for being lyrical, but the lyricism here was just downright terrible. I mean, Uzi was rapping about the most uninteresting thing, which is one of the biggest flaws of this album, and that's where it just goes down for me, lyrically wise. I mean, Uzi basically said the same thing on every song, same topics, same, you know, same what's it called? Words, literally same words. I mean, he talked about sticky kitty, standing on his money, rich, being rich, famous, same topics. I mean, it just wasn't good. Very stale, uninteresting. It just made some of the songs just a turn off for me. Like songs like "I'm Sorry" or songs like "Pop" or "You Better Move." Like lyrically, those songs are just terrible. And if we're talking about lyrics and flow, we're gonna go back to flow here. Talking about the hooks here, lyrically and flows combined to make a good hook. And hooks on this project were a hit or miss for me. The Nisho had one of the best hooks on here. Baby Pluto had a really good one. Silly Watch and Lil Main were cool. Celebration Station, but a lot of these hooks out here are very uninteresting, like Prices. Hey, do we maybe? No, 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 no. And then you got what's another one? Pop. I don't know what I want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, just wasn't good. So hooks, flows, lyricism, all that stuff. Lyrically, this album is a 4 out of 10. One of Uzi's worst lyrically projects, probably in my opinion. Love is Rage 2 and even Love is Rage 1 and like Burst the World beat this project by a mile. Overall, for me, this project is about a 7.5 out of 10. Not his best project, but not his worst, in my opinion. But a lot of people are making this album out to be terrible and the worst album they've ever heard, and that's just not the case. This album is a good album. This album is better than a lot of albums this year. In my opinion, it is the best album that we've had this year. I mean, I've listened to a lot of albums this year, like Nav and Lil Baby, and I think Lil Baby has a good case, but Polo G's was pretty good. But I mean, nothing has what this album has. And you know what this album has? It has a concept. This album has a really cool, unique concept, and it's something that not a lot of rap albums today have. I feel like the last album that we had with like an overarching concept was probably either Astro World from Travis Scott or maybe even J. Cole, KOD. But that was about it. I mean, those albums like this album kind of told a story, maybe not through the lyrics, but through the imagery, the trailers, some of the cutscenes about how Uzi's in space and he made this album and he has to drop it when he comes back. Like it was really interesting, and I wish he would have spoke about that more in the lyrics instead of just Sticky Kitty and standing on money and you know Ice Out Watch. But yeah, the concept was really cool and very unique. And I thought that gives that concept wise, this is a 10 out of 10, and that's what makes the album good, really good for me, and differentiates it from a lot of other projects that were dropped this year. So yeah, arguments against this album, saying that this album has no hits. It doesn't, to an extent. I think that a lot of the songs out here are hits, but the reason why they're not hits is because of the label. Labeled and pushing songs to be radio hits. None of these songs had radio play except for That Way. Alright? If these songs had radio play, telling you, Baby Pluto or Celebration Station, Prices, or Venetia would have been hits. Would it be still on the charts right now? Probably. Also, no music videos for any of these songs, except for Fruits Shuffle. But that song was dropped months ago, and I feel like the reason why there's no music videos is because of the coronavirus, and that's kind of what set this album back too. There's no tour for this, and all that stuff, and yeah. So that's another thing. And then another thing people are saying about this album is this was disappointing. 3 years for Baby Pluto and That Way and I'm Sorry. I get it. You guys are expecting something on Love is Rage 2 level. All these kids are just normies. No, I'm playing, but literally, I don't think this album was disappointing or not, but I expected a little bit more looking back on it. Like when I first heard this album, I loved the album, but now that I listen to it more and compare it with a lot of other projects this year and Uzi's past projects, it's just not that good. It's just not that. It's still good, but it's not the what I expected it to be. It's not, you know, like a Love Is Rage 2 level. But I still think this album's really good, and I still think if you haven't even heard this album, which you probably have, you should give this album a listen. Give it a shot. It doesn't hurt to give this album a listen. And yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm not counting the deluxe version, which if I come up over here, Eternal Take Deluxe, that's for another day. You got Myron, Lotus, all these songs. That is a whole different project, and that's a whole different conversation. Yeah. So, thanks guys for watching this video. And oh my god, look at all these songs here. Look at all. Oh my god. Okay, thank you guys for watching. And see ya.